Hello and welcome to the Deception Podcast, attempting to make an audio show out of a visual art form since 2013. My name is John Sparrow. Sitting next to me is Aaron Hayes.
Hey.
Hello.
And across the internet is Mr. Jordan O'Grady.
Hola.
We've got, Aaron said something really rude.
I did, you know. I've got a feeling it might be on the Christmas bloopers.
It will be, yeah. That's coming up.
I've been practicing my Al Pacino impressions, and then for some reason I thought I'd just swear a lot.
Al Pacino was very rude in your impression.
Oh, it didn't even sound like Al Pacino when I did it, but yeah.
So we're back. Sorry about last week. I had a pretty major essay for university due in.
On what?
What are you pointing at?
There's a spider.
Oh, that's okay. Say that again,
On
Jordan?
what? What did you write it on?
It was about accessibility in web design. Yeah, it was really, really boring. So I got that done. Anyway, so
Did you
still
pass?
No, I'm still waiting. It's got to get marked. It's been another week or two. But it's out of my life.
Is this
now.
like your full degree thing now, is it? Or is it like first year?
Second year, I mean.
Second year now.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Should have sent it to me. I'd have proofread it for you.
Oh, Jesus.
It's just not out loud. I'd have read it out loud for you. That'd have been good, wouldn't it?
Traveling the world of prestidigitation and bringing back the interesting bits. This is Magic News.
Right.
Right then,
What do you want to do first?
Oh, I don't
I don't
know.
want to talk about this.
Right.
No, come on. Right, listen.
Two stories. We'll do the one that's written in first.
Yeah, let's do that one first.
So there's.
Do you want to get the story up so we can see
it?
it?
Hadn't I? Yes. Here we go.
This is funny. Well, it's not funny for him, but funny. It's a funny.
It's about a week. It's
That's
about a week
not the
old
real
now,
picture,
actually.
is it?
Yeah, it is. Yeah. Unfortunately, we would have spoken about this last week. Oh no, we wouldn't have actually, because it was happened on Thursday, so we would have just missed it last week anyway. So, this is a magician by the name of Kyle Marshall, is it? Kyle Wallace, sorry, who has messed up a version of, I don't know, what's the generic name
Smash
for
and Stab.
it? Is it
Smash and Stab?
Smash and Stab is a product though, isn't
Yeah,
it?
well, I got Russian roulette.
yeah,
you know what I mean. You know what I mean.
Spike through hand, the spike through hand effect.
It's definitely not John Allen's version, anyway, is it?
No.
Yes, it is.
Is it?
Yes, it is the Pain Game by John Allen. Yeah, but he's not done it right,
Obviously.
apparently.
No.
Oh, go on.
Do you know how that works?
Yeah,
I do, yeah.
That can't be that routine then.
Well, he's gone wrong, hasn't he? Because if you look at the X-ray, there is an X-ray of it. I actually put this on my Facebook page. In other news, X-ray reveals magic trick method. Because if you look at the X-ray, you can see that there's no end on the nail. It's just.
Well, I don't want to tip the method, but
Yeah.
Well, hang on a minute.
he's not.
This is a
he's not-
magician's
he's not,
podcast.
He's not read the instructions.
No,
has he?
he's not. He's totally messed it up. Yeah. Because if you do the most simplest of things, it shouldn't go wrong. But anyway, we're not really worried about which version it was, because I'll be honest with you, I'm not a fan of any version of it. I don't like.
I was actually joking then. I wasn't aware that it was his version.
I know,
That's why I said, "Oh, it's not John's version."
Yeah,
'cause
no,
it
pretty
wouldn't
sure
have
it is. We were actually going to be getting Tom Crosby on the show today, but he's been unable to join us. We'll try for next week. But he was saying that he was talking to John about it, and yeah, unfortunately it is. But I'm not putting any blame on John here at all, to be honest. You know?
No, the blame has to be on the guy
the guy
who
who's-
hasn't
Without a doubt.
who hasn't read the instructions. And do you know what? He's probably thought it must just be chance.
It even says in the article, fingers crossed. Carl Wallace was in the Arc One Theatre in West Ham when he attempted an attack. Sorry.
I don't think it was an
When he
attack.
attempted an act in which he puts an upright nail poking through a block of wood into a bag. He jumbles it up with 3 other bags containing items of a similar size. The audience choose which bag he slams his hand down on until there is only 1 nail left. However, when Mr. Wallace tried the trick last week, he hit the wrong bag, leaving the nail embedded in his palm.
Ow.
There was not a drop of blood at all because the nail was sealed the wound. I raised my hand and I brought the bag up with it. It was an absolute nightmare. I wanted to take away as much of the negative experience for the audience that I could, so I told them it had gone wrong.
Best bit ever
Everyone
now.
looked in horror at the one point, and one guy in the front row burst into tears.
Just one fella in the room just going,
I told everyone to get their phones out so they could all take a picture, and there is actually a photograph of him standing there with the nail through his hand, and it's
Is that
actually
the best picture they could find of it?
It's
It
actually
looks
been
like he's
cropped
damaged
here.
his neck.
It actually.
Looks like he's damaged his wardrobe.
It's actually been cropped here, but there are other people taking photos of him as well on that photograph. And then there is an X-ray, which to an extent does almost tip the method of the effect there, and then there's another.
You should be able to put it right through then.
I love this. There's a
Really
photo. There's a promo photo of Kyle that says Mr. Wallace in a publicity shot before the accident. You can tell it's before the accident because there's not an hole in his hand.
Because his hand looks fine.
He looks completely different in that promo photo, doesn't he?
Well, yeah. He's not in shock.
He's got his wedding ring on wrong finger as well, hasn't he?
Yeah.
He said that. Where's it mentioned about the effects? Here it is. So he said that I'm already recovering very quickly. I can move my hand and make a fist, but a fraction either side, and it could have been very different. If any of my tendons had ripped, it could have been a much longer recovery. I've done the trick hundreds of times before, but this was a new method I was using to up the comedy value. I'm not really sure what he means by that.
I wonder if there's...
Well, he's a cracking... He's basically thought this is a good bit of PR, this.
Yeah.
Because he then goes on... The article even then goes on to say he can be found performing at so-and-so pub and this pub, and next month at an event he will attempt the effect again, you know. So he's thought, well, I might as well make the most of it now.
But
You know, I'm gonna be
at the end of it there, it says, of the bungled trick. You don't hear that word much anymore, do you? Bungled.
Bungled.
He said, it'll never happen again. It has been emblazoned on my mind. You wouldn't do it again, would you?
Well, okay, so he's messed up and he's hurt himself, but luckily it's not too bad an injury.
You think
He'll
he's done the
recover.
typical bloke thing, you know, when you get an IKEA flat pack wardrobe and you just build it without instructions, and it's all wrong, and you go, right, I'll get instructions out
Yeah,
now.
I'll have a look now. That little bloke with a cross through him. But he got and then
No
there's him-
nail through your hand.
And then, yeah.
Well, this happens.
Yeah.
So, use hammer instead. But so he's
I wonder if
obviously
he
fine.
panicked. I wonder
Well-
if he showed the spike and then put it in the bag and went, uh-oh. Sealed the bag up and then thought,
Well, I can't
what
go
am I
back
gonna do
in.
now?
Yeah, can't open it again, can I?
Yeah.
I'm just gonna have to do no, because if they'd said which one, he knew it was that one. He kind of gone. Oh,
Well, no, but the idea with that one is it doesn't matter if you don't know.
well, it shouldn't do once you've put them in the bag. Well, I don't like I say we don't want to go to methods, do we really? But
No.
I'll be honest, I'm not. I think we spoke about this before on the show.
I don't know if we have or not, or if we just spoke about it amongst ourselves.
I don't like the trick, the effect of the 4 bags with one of them with a broken bottle or a nail or a a
Do
small.
you
chicken.
remember at Blackpool that year when that guy had one with a Sharpie marker?
Oh, and it buzzed.
It buzzed in your hand
The
when it
marker
went
had got
near.
like a
It
little
went near the spike.
electromagnet in it, hadn't
Yeah.
it? Yeah. And it
And
didn't work.
It didn't work. Jonty tried it. He said, "Here you go, sir. Have a little try of that if you want. I'll show you. It's foolproof. It's brilliant." Which is never a good sign when they give Jonty something. Foolproof, is it? Is it?
Is it Jonty proof?
Pleased to meet you, Jonty Sparrow.
Jonty Sparrow.
That's like when we got you
Effect
in that
ruiner.
illusion,
And he
banging the nails through your head.
Oh, so worried about that.
and he went. He picked up the pen and he went. It's not under any of the cups. And the fellow went, "Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. Hang on, it's under that one." And he went, "I'm getting nothing off that, mate. I'm getting nothing at all off it." So the fella took it off and put it by the cup and went, "Oh, hang on." Undone it, took the batteries out, put some new ones in, and went, "Oh yeah, it'll work now." I was like, "Oh yeah, I'll take 5, please, mate." Is that all it is? Just the batteries?
Yeah.
Can you imagine that on the night?
No, what about the method? I mean, even if the method was the nails were made out of sponge, do you know what I mean? I just don't like it as a theatrical piece of entertainment. I don't think it's very interesting.
I think it's very dependent on your style and
That's
what
all-
sort of tricks
Sorry,
you do
that's
as a
something
performer.
to-
Like Blockhead, it's not to everybody's taste, is it?
Yeah, it's a bit different.
Yeah.
though. For me, I don't really like the sort of manufactured sense of dread, I'm not a real fan of escapology because for the same reason, as in sort of
No, we're
escapology,
gonna get out.
got to be out in time before the fire goes
Yeah,
off or whatever.
Death Defying Escape.
Yeah.
Performs twice daily
Well, that's the
and
thing
4
you see,
times a
because
weekend.
You know that the thing you want to see,
Book through till March.
not the thing you want to see necessarily, but the thing that makes it interesting doesn't happen.
Yeah.
And if it does happen, it's not gone how it should have.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I remember, I don't want to say who it was, but I remember a guy did a thing once that used a pack of cards that sat inside a bear
A bear?
catcher. What do they call them?
A bear trap?
Like a bear trap. You know, they're like the big claws that you open out.
Yeah.
and you rest something on them.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't a pack of cards.
Wasn't he trying to get a card out?
No,
or
no, he
something?
was just trying to see if he could move his hand quicker.
Right. Okay. So the idea was, I thought he was reaching in for a card or something, but no, he was just going to go and get in and out before the bear trap shut. But then, and that was meant to be the effect. I'm quick, the fastest man or whatever. In and out of the bear trap, and he put his hand in, and it went off and went round his hand, and he didn't flinch or anything.
He just
and he held
lifted
his
up his hand.
and went and showed everyone that the bear trap, and that was the effect. And I'm like, well,
So you've shown him it's a trick bear trap.
then.
Yeah.
That's
at
amazing.
Look at this trick. It's dead good, isn't it?
I didn't get it at all. I just don't get that sort of thing. I really don't. Because
There's a mousetrap one as well, isn't there?
Yeah,
I
you know
think
it's not going to go wrong, and if it does, it shouldn't have.
I love that mousetrap gag though. Going in
Where
the
you
bag
get-
and you hear this snap and coming out with a mousetrap on your hand. I think it's so funny.
Well, there's Tom and Jerry used to do
I
that.
know, but it's really funny.
And they've got when their thumbs all big.
Yeah, I love all that. I know it sounds silly, but I love all of that.
All right. So we've got some breaking news.
There are certain elements of magic that we want to kind of talk about.
All right. So let's just
Still
go.
going
for
on
it.
now, isn't it?
Yeah, let's just go for it. We're only talking about this because I feel like we should, as the premier news reporting outlets in the magic community.
No, do you know what? No. Think of this as a discussion page.
Yeah.
That that's all. We're just three guys who are interested in well, two of us are interested in magic.
One of us is quite drunk.
One of us is, and and we're just having a discussion about something that's happened in the magic industry.
So there's been a very recent, actually, I think it was yesterday or maybe the day before, release from Illusionist called Element, which is a 2 DVD set, it's 2 volume
It's a
set. I think
download, isn't it?
It can be a download, which is it's like the works of Kieran Johnson, and they are sort of redos and advancements on some of his earlier material.
yeah.
2.0s, if you will, to use a term in magic that
Yeah.
we all hate. One of them is To the Max, which has been rebranded as Element. And I think there's a Lollipop production that's from Chaotic that has been developed as well. And I'm not sure what else. I don't think there's Too Hot to Handle, but I think maybe Card in Ice.
No, it can't be. It can't be Remax because Remax is a separate
No,
gimmick.
Remax is separate.
Yeah.
I'm sure I've seen that there's
So you've purchased this
Card
haven't
in
you, Jordan?
Orange
So
and
yeah,
Card. Do you know what? It might be worth just quickly watching the trailer.
yeah. Card in Chocolate Bar is one, I think.
Yeah.
But was
But-
that's not on anything originally, is it though?
No, it's it's in lecture.
Yeah,
Card in Orange is in
No,
Chaotic.
no.
It's
I
on there.
think. I'm sure it's a bonus routine on here.
Okay. So these are all routines that were
I might be wrong, but I'm sure
Yeah.
Card in Kit Kat is a bonus routine on this.
Too Hot to Handle. That is. You've got
Yeah.
that. So these were all original effects that were produced one way or another by Russ Stevens with RSVP. Includes Carter Chocolate Bar. There you go. So, but these are all there. The sort of copy reads that these are all sort of updated versions, new versions. The To the Max gimmick comes with a holder that can be worn on a belt. I believe.
Yeah, it comes with apparently the color of the gimmick is different.
Right.
It's not. Well, actually, I don't know.
No.
I've not with the
I've seen from somebody who works at Illusionist.
Ah,
They've
right.
said in an open forum that in their words, it doesn't look like a green sock anymore.
Right.
It's so it's not. It's a different
Yeah.
color now.
Really, it doesn't matter what it looks like, though, does it?
No, it doesn't.
Nobody's ever seen it. But I think the idea is though that it's going to stop a bit of the moisture coming out, perhaps, because it's sort of leather bound now, isn't it? So it's going to stop a bit of the moisture, perhaps, and the fact that you can clip it to a belt gives you more pocket options
basically
and things like that,
the
which I
whole-
think they're all fair
They're
advancements. I think
absolutely
yeah.
fair.
Yeah.
They are absolutely fair advancements.
But obviously, Russ Stevens has been quite vocal this morning about the fact that although there wasn't a written agreement in place, there
There's a
was
gentleman's agreement.
Yeah, there was an unspoken rule that the rights for these original effects at least belonged to RSVP, or the rights to produce instructional DVDs based on them belonged to
Yeah.
RSVP.
Yeah.
And so it's a little bit up in the air at the minute. People are still sort of commenting and figuring out what's going on with it. I'm not sure where it's going to go. I'll be honest, and this isn't necessarily what I think they should do, but if I was Illusionist, I would take this off sale instantly. at least for now, until stuff can be sorted. That would be the first thing I would do. Would be take it off sale, at least until somebody from Illusionist has spoken to, because Geraint Clark has said that this is an issue between Kieran and Russ, but I think really, Illusionist should sort of come forward as the producers and say, okay, well, let's get this sorted.
I don't have an opinion on it, so I'd rather not talk about it at all.
It was your idea to talk about this.
I'm joking. What I will, do you know what? I can't. Actually, I agree with you. I think it should be maybe just pause for a bit. Let them. Let them sort all this out.
Lawyer.
It's not live streaming, is it? You can't say that.
I think there's that. I think there's been. I think.
I'll tell you what.
Do you know what? Should I just say it? Because I'm gonna come out really. All right.
fine.
Okay. I think some Illusionist spokespeople are belittling the hard work that Russ has done, referring to it as a primitive, cheap version.
Okay, they're talking to the original To The Max here.
Yeah, and you think this. I don't want it to get to where they're saying,
my worry
ours
is
is amazing because we're this.
Well, my worry is with
with
Illusionist and other companies that have a similar sort of vibe, is that a lot of, especially with recent Magic, a lot of it has been put on quality and production value and all this sort of stuff, which I think is fine for some things. Like we had Jordan Murphy on the other week, and those mats he makes that he's selling through Illusionist there, they're gorgeous, and they're the sort of thing that the quality and how they look is very important, because they're going to be in front of people always.
Jordan Murphy makes the thing,
and all the cards they make are always really high quality, and all that's fantastic. But I think what the bit of fabric that the ice sits in, I know we're probably spoiling this a little, but it's been out for a long time now. People, even knowing that it sits in fabric isn't tipping the method.
Jordan's there with his head in his hands. He uses it every week.
Yeah, but I think it doesn't really matter that it looks like a green sock, because it's
They've
not
never seen it.
Yeah, exactly.
They've never seen it.
So
I've always had mine in a pouch.
Yeah. Is this one you've sorted yourself out? Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kieran knows this anyway. Me and Steve sort of discussed it before, and mine were welded up into like, it's tipping the method really, isn't it? I don't really want to say.
Let's be honest. Even if you haven't got the trick, I think you're going to know that what you're buying with To The Max is a way of storing ice for a few hours.
Yeah,
basically.
of course you will. That's what you're buying, isn't it?
Yeah.
I must admit, I'm pretty torn with the whole thing. I can see both sides of the coin really, because I can see where Russ is coming from, and that he's pissed off, and the fact that Kieran sent him this text message or whatever saying that he's
originally going to release it with him, hasn't he?
Yeah. So that's why Russ is pissed off with him.
Yeah.
But then I can also see that things have to develop, and people do bring a 2.0 out, and they don't necessarily have to go back to the same person.
No, of course
not.
No,
they don't.
But something.
I think what's happened here is there hasn't even been a listen. I'm not gonna. If it's all right, I'm not gonna do.
Like I say,
I'm not gonna do it with you.
I'm gonna go with
someone else. Even I think that just. I don't know. Is that courtesy?
I think the problem is that Illusionist have all. The spokesmen for Illusionist have all said that. There is no legally binding contract with Russ. So we're in the clear, which is fine. But Russ even states in his sort of statement that there is no legally binding contract, and I understand that, but it's still a bit shit, innit? So if Illusionist could just acknowledge that, I think that would go a long way.
From the person, from the company that launched it, and launched. Well, you would say that they launched. Yeah. I know that Kieran's been a solid worker for years and years, but
to the Magic community,
really, no one really knew until, like I say, when To The Max come out. It was just madness, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Everyone just went crazy for it.
Yeah.
So we'll leave it there, because
do you know what?
Not much more we can say right now.
There may be more
All
to it.
the comments are still coming in, aren't they?
Yeah, they are. Well, no, they're not. This is the problem. All the comments aren't coming in. Why? Because everyone's going, I'm not going to say anything here because
see how this one plays out.
I'm just going to be quiet.
We'll leave the last word on this to Jordan Murphy.
There
we go.
He said
We got that when we did a sound test with him the other week. I asked him, so can you just say 1 2 1 2 for us? And instead he came out with that. All right, we'll move on.
That's so
to
funny,
do,
isn't it?
we'll do your Sounds Like You're Playing With Yourself. This week comes from Element by Kieran. It doesn't, I'm joking. It comes from Revolution by Greg Wilson. This is would you call it a trick? I don't know.
It's not really a trick.
It's been everywhere.
Spinning a deck of cards.
It's the thing where people are spinning the deck of cards. I think look great on a trailer video.
Look good on
We've
your
talked about it-
website.
We've talked about it already, yeah, haven't we? Look good on the website.
You can do it with anything, look.
Your Facebook video
Apparently,
profile picture.
his second one, the second gimmick he's bringing out is going to be to fit to the bottom of a basketball, so you can do it with a basketball. Apparently, yeah.
Right.
So here it is. This is this week. Sounds Like You're Playing With Yourself from Greg Wilson's Revolution. Aaron's not heard this. Have you?
know.
This is a really good one. Yeah, this is Jordan's on form with this one. Right, here you go.
It sounds like you're playing with yourself.
I like to push it all the way to the end, and pull back a little bit. I use 2 fingers to do it. With using this finger, I can feel about where that bump is.
Being as tight and vertical as possible to avoid any unsteadiness.
Okay, let's talk about the finger placement itself. If you get a close-up, you can see exactly where I like to put it.
Yes.
Oh gosh! Oh my word! Now, do you know what? I know there may be people who still like who had just started to listen to the podcast and everything.
Hello,
Now,
if you are.
yeah, hi.
Welcome.
Right,
along.
it's probably one of the favourite features
Yeah.
that we ever do. And if we always say to people as well, if you've noticed any yourself,
Yeah, please
then
send them in.
do
Yeah,
let us know.
You don't actually need the clip. Just let us know what DVD it's on and roughly where it is.
Generally got quite a lot of
Jordan
material
Jordan
anyway.
will have it because he
But
buys everything.
it just takes so long to go through them all.
Yeah.
So if anybody's got any, then please do get in touch and let us know.
And we'll find
And
it.
maybe like give like a time thing.
Yeah, a rough time of where it is.
Yeah, maybe
For
something
Jordan
like that.
to find to
That'd be
go through
brilliant.
because he downloads everything Jordan does, gets them all copies.
them all,
on the
doesn't he?
bloke at the pub. Um,
Some fella in the rucksack. Anyone want some magic DVDs?
all right, let's do
Spend
your.
a lot of money, I do.
You do too much. This week's Masturbate question was, it was leading on from last week, 2 weeks ago, sorry, question regarding character being more important than content. And the question was that how different is your character, your performing character, to your own your own character, your own person.
Yourself.
Yeah, yourself. That's the word I couldn't find. Thank you. So we'll start off with a few of these, and then we'll have a little chat about it ourselves.
Yeah, let's
Stacey
go.
Smith has put, my performing persona used to be very different to me, but over time I used it more and more often in real life because it was more likable. I guess now it's taken over like a brain parasite. Now, to be
They
honest,
are likable, them parasites,
I
them
didn't, want
brain
to, I
parasites.
didn't want to start with that one. I forgot to put them in a different order because that's quite interesting. That's almost the opposite of what pretty much everyone else has said. Because everyone else has said that their performing persona has started very far away but slowly become more like themselves.
Yeah.
Whereas what she's saying there is actually she's taken on a lot of her performing persona in real life and gone the other way with it, really, which is I find is interesting.
Liam Devine says, my performing persona is the me I want to be.
Persona? Am I saying persona wrong?
Yeah.
Persona.
Persona.
Yeah.
Do you know what? I did.
Don't
Do
let
you know what?
anyone sit there and
My
let me do it as well.
I
I
thought
just
I'm
read-
gonna let that go.
Yes,
That's
yes,
the one now.
yes.
I'm
So-
going to get some
Can I just say,
guacamole and take a couple of paracetamol as well.
Have you made these show notes bigger so you can read them easier?
Yeah.
Liam Devine says, my performing persona.
Did you just think you got glaucoma?
Do you know what? I'm sat here thinking, which button have I pressed here? The show notes have
Yeah,
gone
it was
massive.
me. Sorry.
So Liam Devine says, my performing persona is the me I want to be. I'm trying to think of the best way to word the sentiment, but that is all I can come up with. I play up the aspects of my personality I wish I was more comfortable to show on a regular basis. Yeah, you know what I mean?
I do know what you mean, Liam, yeah. Steve Rowe said, this is an interesting follow-up. The reason I set the question last time, oh, that's right, the original question came from Steve when he was on the show, is that are particularly on point with me right now. I could write a long reply, but I won't. He then goes on to write a long
reply.
To answer this one reasonably briefly, I was lost in my magic until I discovered Chaotic.
By RSVP.
By RSVP, Kieran Johnson. I watched all these other magicians and I tried to emulate them. I even tried to act like Dan Harlan. I remember people who knew me thinking it was really weird and that I was getting in the way of magic. When I watched Kieran Johnson, I remember the night vividly. A bulb went off and I was like, I can just be me. So since then, I'm just me, more exaggerated, but to be honest, I'm more me in my magic than I am in my real life. In magic, I don't worry about holding back on my personality or character. In real life, I kind of do. And it's not till I've been performing much more in magic that I've realised this. I feel very free of any inhibitions and worries when I'm performing. Just a release, and it's wonderful. That's why Kieran will never understand how much he's done for me in and out of magic.
If we were in America, someone would start clapping now.
Yeah, they would, yeah.
Jack Brister. Yeah. Jack Brister says, one would like to think that, that I am me when I perform. I was talking about, sorry, they're just completely off topic. Well, not off topic, it involves Jack. I was chatting to a magician called Mark Waddington. If you know, we know Mark.
Friend of the show.
Friend of the show. And he put a thing up saying a little top tip about Jack is when Jack says ears, he's actually saying yes.
Yes.
I was like, that's so funny. Anyway, he says, however, I do realise that I'm more than likely a personified version of myself. Much like Liam said, I'm me, but I play up on the idiosyncrasies of me, such as my well-spoken manner when I'm in normal conversation. That becomes even more pronounced as soon as a deck of cards are in my hand.
John Randall says, I'll go with me, but more so. Now with 50% more swearing. I also cross back into real life, and sometimes it's like an eternal feedback loop.
Shit.
What?
Dan Slater says, I started being a children's entertainer at around 14, and I was just hyper. Then as I got older, I realised that, like Steve, I can create my own style and not to be a copy of performers I like. Over time, I developed a character who was quiet and had a childlike innocence. In my shows now, it changes slightly depending on my audience, but in general, the theme is the kids tell me what to do. In regards to my close-up, I am myself, but I try to make the spectator look better than me and big them up.
I can imagine you being like that when you were a kid entertainer.
What, hyper?
With all your little puppets and everything.
Yeah, do you know what?
Come on,
do you know,
kids!
Do you know what? Do you know what? For years, I used to get Jonty to try and enter into the Blackpool Magicians Club, the children's entertainer.
Yeah.
I always said he should have done it because, I mean, you don't see many, and it's not because he's your mate. Well, it is kind of, yeah, obviously, because I'm going to be a tiny bit biased. But he was really good, you know.
I thought you were going to say proper shit.
He was awful. I thought it'd be dead good to see him die on stage in front of everyone. Dan Burgess says, I'm quite pleasant when I perform.
I don't believe that.
I don't believe it for 1 minute. Sam Fuller says, like most, my character is a larger version of myself and even more of a cock.
Knee.
Scroll down. Oh, knee. Cockney. Oh, sorry. Even more of a cockney. That's our fault. The pages end where that goes there.
And Faye Presto has put it quite simply, me plus a bit. Sam Hurst has said, a whole world away. I'm scared to death without magic. Without Magic Sam, even. He called this. He knows himself as Magic Sam. Do you believe that?
Yeah,
Because
I
I think Sam puts his character on always, especially around magicians.
Yeah,
you know what I
I
mean?
think so. Yeah.
And Phil Taylor's put me with energy. And Mark Bennett said, I don't think I'm a different person when performing. I'm a little bit sarcastic and naughty. I sometimes double back on a few things with my normal life I have done for years. Owen Strickland has put me with less swearing. So that's interesting. Somebody's more swearing, somebody's less swearing.
Yeah.
Matt Wright says, I am a fun, outgoing, witty, energetic, and innocent... All right, it's not a dating
would
ad.
like to meet a similar, like-minded person. Love going for long walks in the cinema.
GSOH. I'll start that again. I am a fun, outgoing, witty, energetic, and innocent character when I perform, but in real life, I am just a right miserable sod. Yeah, Matt's character...
I agree with you there, mate.
Yeah. Matt's character is definitely that sort of innocent, sort of childlike thing, isn't it? You know,
Yeah,
I love
really
it. I
is,
think it's a great character.
We discussed him last week, didn't we?
Well, I think
Or
we
last...
did with last show, regarding character,
Yeah.
when that hat goes on,
he
becomes Marvellous Matthew.
Might be
Wright,
worth trying to get him on one
I think
day.
so. Very busy man. Like I say, we were going to have Tom, because I was hoping to talk about the Chamber of Secrets in Torremolinos.
Yes,
I
it
wanna
is,
say.
yeah. With Matthew Wright.
Yeah, Matt and Tom have been over there, so I'd like to say we'll do our best to get Tom on there another week. Rob Sharp has said, when I perform, I'm Matthew Wright, James Brown, and David Williamson interchangeably.
That's weird, isn't it? So he walks on and goes, hello, Matthew Wright, I'm Magical Matthew Wright. And then he just starts grabbing kids and throwing around like David Williamson.
Yeah.
And then finishes off with, get up off of that thing. That's it, you better.
Yeah, sounds right.
Depending on what DVD he's watched, doesn't it? What routine he's going on.
Which James Brown he is.
Jay Sankey said, for me, both are almost identical. I just turn up the volume a bit. for a few of my natural characteristics and turn down the volume on my inner arsehole. That sounds good.
Yeah,
And,
that's all right.
Paul Sunderland says, I wouldn't say mine is that much different. The only thing I would say is that my inner confidence suddenly appears and therefore enhances that everyday person in me.
And Adrian Lawrence says, my performance character is essentially a more outgoing version of me. Not a conscious decision, it comes naturally. When performing for children, I'm more of a silly dad than anything else. Again, very similar to how I am with my own kids, just only more so. Jordan, let's put it to you. What about you? Do you differ from your performing persona?
Yeah, I think so. I think I just come out my shell a little bit more when I'm performing.
Yeah.
But I also I went down two routes with setting up a magic business, and I went into the clowning side of it as well.
Yeah.
And I kind of tried to keep that Jordo the Clown. The website's still there if you want to find it. Very scary.
Some wicked photos.
And
can I just say that
my daughter can't look
Jordan
at it.
went all in, didn't you? Like the wig, the suit, the hat.
Everything. I had everything made
makeup,
years ago. But
do you know what? When I first met Jordan, he was like, "Oh yeah, I'm a clown as well."
Was he dressed like that?
He's dressed like that, yeah. He wouldn't have been because I'm petrified of clowns. And he said, "Yeah, I'm a clown as well." I was like, "All right." And he showed me some of the pictures. I was like, "Jesus, you're not just like a." You know what I mean? Like Chauncey said, he's not just a clown.
And I don't really want to push it. I've been trying to. I'm gonna actually close that website down because
do you still do it? Do you still? No.
I've done it for a while. I tend to, when people ring me up, I just pass all the gigs on, the kids' parties and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But the clowning came because I started doing balloon modelling and I got right into it.
Yeah.
And it came on the back of Magic, going to weddings.
Yeah.
And people saying, "What can you do for the kids?" So I started doing balloon modelling, and then people say, "Go on, what are you laughing at?"
I just have this image of him saying, "Right, well, I'll tell you what, if you want, how about like a little clown for the kids, first hour, and then I'm around the tables, second hour."
Well, I'll wear a suit, but I'll have to leave the makeup on.
Just do one side.
Yeah,
do balloon modelling at this side, then do you want to see a trick? But
I just had this image of you walking around the tables.
Yeah, no, well, it's why I don't think you should mix them up.
Yeah,
You know,
keep them separate. You've always kept them separate, haven't you? The websites and everything, yeah.
And so yeah, basically, like talking about character and stuff. That's the road that I went down, trying to keep them separately.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna kind of.
Your clown was silent? Was he or?
Do you know what? It's. I don't think that I was a really good clown.
Were you just a blue model who dressed up as a clown?
Basically, yeah. I used to do a few little jokes and stuff like that, and I'd rather be honest and say, I wasn't a brilliant. As a clown can be funny, just walking.
Yeah, but I think really the term clown isn't what you look like, is it? You know, because you get people who are like Danny Adams.
Yeah.
Although he does have a bit of a red nose, doesn't he? But apart from that, he doesn't really do. Men in coats, I would call them clowns. That's a clown act.
Yeah.
The Blue Man Group, to some extent, some of their stuff's clowning. So I think it's the theme of the act as opposed to.
But there's a lot more to it. There's a lot more involvement in just the clowning side of it as well, and I just found that that wasn't really me.
Yeah.
So I was just.
Did you use that because you didn't feel like your character was good enough?
Well, I didn't know what. I set it all up when I was about 19, 20.
Yeah.
It was a long time ago, and I thought I just need something to be bright and colourful to go to kids' parties.
But the girls loved it.
Oh yeah, I love it.
Oh, funny story.
Oh, is it though?
Hang
on, this is what he's remembering now.
No. I'm just thinking. This is probably going to picture me in a bad neighbourhood, but and if the police hear it, my next door neighbour got caught growing weed, of which I didn't know that he was doing. And one day I was getting ready for a kid's party, doing all my clown makeup and stuff like that, and my wife Lucy said, "Jordan, you best look out the window quick. They're doing loads of police cars and vans have tipped up next door." So I opened the window, looked outside, and they're turfing my next door neighbour out with all this gear, all this weed, all this stuff that he'd been using to grow weed in his loft or whatever he'd been doing.
Lamps
and all this
stuff,
sort of thing. And I was running late for this kid's party, and I'm all clowned up, and I go all dressed already, except my shoes. I just carry my shoes out. And at this time, I'd got a bright yellow Mitsubishi FTO sports car as well. So this is parked on drive.
Conspicuous then, you looked. Yeah.
Yeah, so as they're tipping all this stuff out of his house, I just walked out, full clown gear on, and they just went, morning lad, you all right? Turned around and sat in my car, and they were like double taking it. What's going off on this street? And I just pissed myself, got in the car, put my sunglasses on, and drove off in this sports car. And I just can't imagine what they said to coppers when they got back to the station.
They probably thought, I think this stuff's stronger than it looks. I've just seen a clown up there. Johnsy, when you perform, what about your character? What do you think?
I'm more extravagant, obviously, more outgoing. I'm a bit nastier, actually, when I perform.
Yeah.
My performing character is quite cutting and a bit sarky, although I am that way anyway. That's the bit that I accentuate a little bit, actually. And I would say that it's just me plus, but I'm not nicer when I perform.
Are you less of a
Yeah.
knob?
No, I'm more of a knob.
I am. Oh, my word. I would say for
I'll call
me.
you back. Richie Smith's trying to get on.
Is
with
he,
me.
president of the
President of the
Liverpool
Liverpool
Magic
Magic
Circle?
Circle.
Another booking. Love you, bye.
I would say for me. Do you know what? I don't know, actually.
I'm going to put it on silent.
Yeah, you could do that, couldn't you? Just a little button. That's all. I've done that to mine. Do you know what? I wouldn't know, actually, with me. I suppose you have to work, don't you, to know? You have to get all them.
You're not that much different.
No, I don't. Do you know what? I actually don't think I'm too much different from myself at all. Yeah. And I don't think it's me plus something. I think it's actually me minus something, because I'm very. When they go, oh my God, that's amazing, I'm like, yeah, cool, great. I don't know, because I have the idea of everything that happens, it happens. I know it can happen. It happens all the time. But I don't know how.
It's happening to you.
Yeah. I don't know how. I just know. I say to people, it's weird. Let's say, for an ambitious guy, and I say, look, I put it in the middle of the pack, and it jumps up to the sea like that. Then it'll leave the pack, it'll end up in my pocket. I know. Sometimes I have one in my sleeve. Yeah. And they're going, what? I'm like, I know, it's ridiculous.
It's ridiculous. It's every day now.
As if you don't know it's happening.
Yeah, well, yeah, but it's almost as if, for me, like I said, the character is, this happens to me every single day of my life. But I don't know how.
For the first 10 years, I was as shocked as you are, but now...
now I'm just like, there it is. And now, there's a block of ice. What do you think? And
it sounds really fun to watch.
Doesn't he? There's a block of ice. And look at this lovely leather bag it came out of.
Show you a while back. It looked like a sock. No. Do you know what? I'd like to say that. I know people say.
We're gonna get in trouble.
Yeah, we are. I know people say, it doesn't sound like the best persona or whatever, but I do all right from it.
3 gigs a year can't be wrong.
Hey, I do all right from it. I have a weekly residency. I have a fortnightly residency. I work enough. I got a massive. I sound like that guy now.
When you
I'm
say
always busy.
Weekly residency means you have to do it more than 1 week. You know that, don't you?
Oh, okay.
And you can't include your shop.
Ah, right. Okay. No, I have one on a Friday night. Nice little pub.
Is it it's not. I was gonna say it's not like a. Where it always has them. Chiquitos.
You giving your Friday nights up?
No, it's early evening.
All right.
It's like 6 till 7ish, 6 till 7:30. They put it at 6 till 8, but I'm never there till 8. So I do,
disappearing tree.
Yeah. Very good.
You make my wife disappear.
Why? Oh, we should do that as a question. Have we done that as a question?
We have.
Have we? What do you say to?
Yeah, we have. Yeah.
What do you make my wife disappear?
We've come up with these things like hecklers. We need a question for next week.
We do. I'm gonna have to think about one. I'll put it on the Facebook page.
That's if we're still on. If we're not on the.
Tell you
on
what.
the
Why
legal
don't
side
we
of
get
stuff.
you lot to send us in a question?
Yeah. All right. Yeah. Do that.
You lot.
Got something, you lot. If you've got something you want to ask as a masturbate question, you can do that in all sorts of ways. To be honest, you can.
How can they? Just name me a few.
You could
Tell
email us at info@deceptionconvention.co.uk.
I'm not very good with emails though. I can never remember my password for
That's
email
fine.
account.
You
So
can do it on Facebook. You can send us a message. It's facebook.com/deceptionpodcast.
yeah, is this, I've deleted the app off my phone.
That's
Facebook,
fine. You could
so
message us on Twitter,
I do
which
like
is
Twitter.
at Deception Magic.
Okay, and
Sorry,
what about
so
the?
you've got-
What about? I use Bebo a lot. Do we use Bebo?
No.
Gonna.
I don't remember Bebo. I don't think I used
I remember it came out, but I don't
Ah,
remember using it.
Bebo.
Yeah.
LinkedIn. Have you checked your LinkedIn?
Oh man, have you seen that? Oh, this is really off topic now. But LinkedIn have had to build a new bit of software to stop themselves from spamming you so much. How many emails do you get? Somebody wants to add you to their network. So they're working on something. Good. This is a good finish to the show, wasn't it? Right. Well,
nice.
that's all we've got time for then. Thanks very much for watching or listening. You can find us on Twitter individually. I'm at Jonty Sparrow.
Oh, sorry. I'm at the Aaron Hayes. Oh, however, I have been using Instagram a lot now.
Yeah,
So,
I've noticed.
I love it. So, but it's
Aaron's
the same.
refound the selfie.
It's the same handle. It's the same handle. It's at the Aaron Hayes.
Yeah.
For all of my social medias.
And I'm at Jordan O'Grady, but I do use Facebook a lot. You'll be able to find me.
Yeah, better on Facebook. All right, that's all we've got time for, folks. Thanks very much for listening.
Ta-ra.
I'll see you next week. Bye!
Toodle pip.
Love you, bye.
This show is part of the Geekism Network. For more information on this and other shows, visit geekism-network.com.
You're as cold as ice.